Hello Year 2 and welcome to your second lesson for our PSHE learning this half term, all about Notting Hill Carnival. Now today we're going to talk about the idea about a particular person who was integral to the start of the Carnival itself, and we're going to explore who was Claudia Jones. So, our knowing more, remembering more for this lesson. And make sure you have a pen, pencil, piece of paper, or you can share your thoughts and your answers with your grown-up. So, question 1. Notting Hill Carnival is a street party that celebrates Caribbean culture. Is that true or false? Question number 2. What might you see at Notting Hill Carnival? Tick all of the answers that are true. Would you see music? Would you see Caribbean street food? Would you see an outdoor swimming pool? And would you see dancers in dazzling costumes? And your challenge for today, how did Notting Hill Carnival start? And can you explain what an activist is? So you can pause the video to write down your answers or to discuss them with a grown-up. Right, welcome back. So, question number 1, Notting Hill Carnival is a street party that celebrates Caribbean culture. This is true. So well done who got that, all of you who got that answer correct. So, tick all of the true answers about what you might see at Notting Hill Carnival. So you should have ticked music, Caribbean street food, and dancers in dazzling costumes. And the challenge was, how did Notting Hill Carnival start, and explain what an activist is. So we know that it started because 2 individuals had had enough of the discrimination and racism about who they were as individuals. And they wanted to celebrate everything about the Caribbean and their culture with the rest of the country. So they decided to put on this huge party to celebrate all things great to do with their culture and their country and their history. And an activist is somebody who's had enough. So it's somebody that says, enough is enough. We're fed up of experiencing discrimination against us for a particular reason or thing. And they decide to stand up for that group of individuals. So our learning objectives today are that you could be able to explain how Claudia Jones helped Notting Hill Carnival to begin, understand what she fought for, and understand the reasons why she wanted to celebrate Caribbean culture. Now, this is our vocabulary that we're going to be covering for this half term. So today in particular, we're going to talk about these words: injustice, inequality, and equality. So words that we've already looked at and we covered in last week's lesson are the words discrimination, racism, and activist. Words and vocabulary we're going to meet this week: my turn, injustice; my turn, equality; my turn, inequality; and my turn, legacy. So today we're going to learn more about Claudia Jones, a person who hated injustice and wanted equality. So when we talk about injustice, it's when a person or a group is treated unfairly. And when we talk about equality, we're talking about when a person or a group is treated equally to others. So who was Claudia Jones? Well, we know she was an activist, someone who fights for change to happen. She said enough was enough. So we're going to watch now a short clip. I'm going to stop sharing my PowerPoint with you. And I'm now going to share a video just to give you some background information about who Claudia Jones was.
Were called Rawn Laszlo O'Brien and Claudia Jones. Claudia Jones was born in 1915 in Trinidad and Tobago. Upon her arrival in Britain in 1955, Claudia saw how rampant the racism was. She founded and edited the first major black British newspaper and used the network she had made to rally victims together after the violence in Notting Hill. Claudia organised an indoor event to celebrate Caribbean culture. She used these events to show that Black activism can also be demonstrated by celebrating Black identity. The indoor celebrations lasted for 6 years until her death in 1964. Jones has gone down in history as the mother of Caribbean Carnival in Britain.
Okay, so I'm going to take you back to my PowerPoint. So we've now found out some more information about Claudia Jones. So we know from the video, excuse me, that she was born in 1915 in a Caribbean island called Trinidad and Tobago. She arrived in Britain in 1955 and she saw how terrible the racism was in the country at the time. So she became an activist, fighting for injustice and helped to bring unity in London. And she fought for equality. So what were her main achievements? Well, she edited the first Black British newspaper called the West Indian Gazette. And she used her journalism to raise awareness about the injustices that she saw happening. So when we talk about that word injustice, it means when a person or group is treated unfairly. She then also went on to create an indoor Caribbean festival to celebrate people from the Caribbean. They celebrated music, dance, food, interests, culture and achievements. So how did Notting Hill Carnival start? Well, she started it initially as an indoor celebration and it lasted for 6 years before becoming the street party that we see today. So her legacy, so even after her death, she is known and still is today known as the mother of Caribbean Carnival in Britain. So your task today is to imagine that a statue of Claudia Jones is going to be put up in Notting Hill. Now, when you see statues around the city, you will also see there's usually a plaque with some information about what this person has done. So what we would like you to do is you are going to write the text that's going to go alongside the statue of Claudia Jones. What would it need to say? So here are some sentence starters that you might be able to give you a bit of an assistance for today's task. So it tells you when she was born, and when she died. What did she do? She fought hard to. She wanted to. And what will she be remembered for? And some key words and phrases to help you are the words racism, equality, celebrate, first indoor festival, the mother of Caribbean Carnival in Britain. So we really look forward to seeing what you come up with for today's task in your PSHE on Claudia Jones.